Welcome to World of Marketing Podcast, a Foster Web Marketing production. Here's your host, Tom Foster.
Hey everybody, it's Tom Foster of the World of Marketing, and I've got a huge rock star guest today, Kim Walsh Phillips. Kim, thank you so much for joining the program.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you. Well, you and I met, a couple years ago at a Dan Kennedy event where you spoke, and I think that's before you guys wrote this book, which is really, really fantastic, everybody. I'm holding up No BS Guide to Direct Response, Social Media Marketing. It's the second edition. It's fantastic. I'm just getting into it, but it's already so good. It's so Dan, and you just add such class to it, obviously. But for everybody, Kim, tell everybody a little bit about those people that don't know who Kim Walsh Phillips is, who's got an audience of over a million people, the social media marketing expert on the planet. I got on our call today, so I'm so excited. So Kim, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you do this? How did you achieve such success?
Thank you so much. I started doing a lot of things incredibly wrong, like working all the time and being completely broke. That was sucky because there's a lot more fun ways to be broke than working all the time. And then I discovered direct response marketing.
So what's your background?
Yeah,
what is your background?
Yeah, I used to run a public relations and events company, and we were really good about getting our clients awareness about their brand. And I didn't know any better. And then a friend of mine gave me Dan Kennedy's No BS Direct Response Marketing book, and it opened my mind up to direct response. I started applying those strategies to the work that I knew how to do online, and it started to work. Eventually, I got to meet Dan, showed him what I did, and he became a client. That's how I got to co-author the book with him. We got a lot of famous clients like Bravo Television and Dr. Nito Cobain from High Point University and Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank and his Shark Tank investments. And so all that's going really well, but here's the problem. I had no way to scale except to work more hours. So I was exhausted and I was missing my girls growing up. And it was this moment of really
the glitter girls.
Yeah. I had this moment of calling out to God, like as I was putting the girls to sleep, just freeze time for a second. And he spoke back to me. He's like, I don't need to freeze time, Kim. You just need to be more present. And I was like, right. Oh, snap. So when that happened, I decided to sell my marketing company. I exited the end of 2017. We launched our coaching business. We scaled everything we used to do one-to-one to one-to-many. And in 1 year, we went from 32 coaching clients to over 11,000 in my coaching business. Our revenue was 3x what it ever was in my other business, and we did it in under 3 years.
That is fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations to you. Hold on, I got something coming up there. All right, anyway. Congratulations for all that. Now, I mean, like, that's fascinating to me because I read the same book years ago from Dan Kennedy. And so it must have been a journey from reading the book to writing the book with the guy that inspired you to all this greatness.
I mean, Dan's book said digital and online doesn't work, and he won't work with women with hyphenated last names. And then I co-authored a book with him about digital and that. So, I mean, that's like one of the biggest lessons is that just because someone tells you something is impossible doesn't mean they know better than you. And I knew, like, I'm going to test it. I never assume. My favorite quote is, "In God I trust, everyone else bring data."
Right.
And yes. I knew the media wasn't broken. Online wasn't broken. It was the way people were using online that was broken. It's just a channel like any other channel. And so I knew I could take effective things, and I'm always doing that. Like, I'll pick up strategies and resources and ideas from other industries and apply them back to what we're doing. And then it'll help us skyrocket it really quickly.
So how do you, because I got to tell you, I'm no pro with social media. I'm a marketing company. That's what we do. Social media is part of it, but I give myself probably a B-. And, we actually last I saw you was at Brian Kurtz's event where you
Yeah.
spoke. Thank you so much. And you talked about your Ascension program. And we've learned from that, and we're implementing that ourselves. So we learned a lot from that. So thank you so much for that. But it's hard. And one of the biggest lessons I think from this book that's so great from you and Dan is, Dan is, defiant about, you got to make money from this, you got to make money from it. Yes. Okay. It's almost like he finally gives in and accepts that social media, is a media that you can make money from. And he really defers to you as being the leader on how to do that.
Right.
So how did you come to that from your background? How did you come to adopting social media and making it, a money-making thing for direct marketing?
Well, it's kind of like the first time you sit in first class and you're in a plane, you're like, oh my gosh, it doesn't have to be terrible flying. And then you're like, I could never go back there again. Like I could never sit. I cannot believe I ever sat in those freaking seats. And so that's what it was like when I discovered direct response. It was like, what? I can actually track everything. Oh my gosh, I can actually get real results in real time from my marketing and not just wait and hope that it would turn into a lead. And once I knew better, I did better, and it worked so well.
That's
and nobody knows.
So you were already doing good social media,
right?
You were already doing social media the way the rest of us blokes do it.
I had the background in the PR and the branding. So I had been doing like celebrity events,
right,
branding things, and I married that with direct response. And in social, those two things work together incredibly well. And so we were able to take what we knew about branding, messaging, and all of like the things the direct response marketers would call fluff. And we partnered that with direct response because you need both. The algorithms care about the experience of their users.
Right.
So you cannot run the same ads that you could run in print on social. And we knew how to navigate that landscape and to get really effective results very quickly.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you teach people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we teach them the strategy. So the person that I work with, Tom, our focus, and this is one of the secrets to effective social media marketing. You have got to focus every single one of your messages on one person. That's so much so that you could actually put that person's name in all your posts and it would make sense. Like I'm always talking to one person. And so my person, he's a guy who already owns a business. He's gotten all of his clients via word of mouth and referral marketing. His business has not scaled because he doesn't know how to scale it beyond one-to-one services. And he's done some marketing before, but it hasn't gone as he wants. He's an active guy and he's thinking about what his kids are going to say about him at his funeral, about the impact, not just that he made on his family, but on the world. And he's not thrilled right now with what that story is going to be. Like he is in my mind.
I feel like that's me. I feel like you're talking to me.
I mean, that's who I'm talking to all the time.
Yeah,
so it's super clear with my messaging, everything I write, everything I share. And so I can have a video, and even if it only reached 20 people, if I get 10 people to comment on it, it'll get 10 people to comment on it, super high engagement, and they're all telling me it's like you were reading my mind. That's what you're going for when it comes to social media marketing. You are not looking to become Insta famous or to get a huge following or get a bunch of likes. You are getting someone to say, it's like you read my mind. That's the goal. And that's the initial introduction to you so that they want to opt in to go to the next step. And every time I show up, this is what it's about. And we'll leverage the latest and greatest. Right now I'm leveraging Reels on Instagram because they have the largest organic reach, super quick to do. It gets high ROI. We're getting a ton of leads from them. But they're not me dancing or doing something ridiculous that has nothing to do with my brand. We're taking the most popular content out there and putting on a filter of it. What would Alex, he's my guy, what would Alex think is funny? And how do I relate
that? That's your avatar. That's your avatar.
Yeah, that's my guy. And so Like, for example, the one I just posted is an audio play, and it's me saying, okay, I'm going to need you to behave for the next minute. And then it's my child doing a voiceover. Yeah, but I told a lot of people I wasn't going to behave. And then the caption on it, moments before I go on a Zoom during my kids' holiday break. Like, and like the people I talk to can relate to that.
Yes.
So it's always going to be that relatable content on your post that your ideal person would like. Now, I'm not going for likes. I'm not going for following yet, because it's good content. My video posts within an hour or two, it's thousands of views, and that's free. And so when you focus on your right fit market, that will bring in leads. Now, for the last 30 days, we did no advertising. So I could do a case study of how many organic leads we bring in. I do want people to advertise. I don't want them spending their time hunting and pecking and finding leads, but we just did a little test. If I just do reels, if I just do posts, what can we bring in? Last 30 days, 550 leads came into my business. That's good, right? That's free lead. And it's $15, $20, $30 a piece, right fit client leads. That's good.
And those are leads to come into your business consulting group?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They'll come in with a free gift. We follow this philosophy called MOM. Because Mom, she knows best. Magnet, opt-in, monetize. So the M will be a totally free gift. It's a free course that they'll need to opt in for. It doesn't sell anything. On the thank you page, we sell something for $7 that pays for my marketing. So they'll go from opting in to purchasing something all in a few clicks. Then they're on my email list. They'll get nurtured. They'll get invited to a webinar. On the webinar, we sell them a course. The course comes with a ticket to a virtual event. The virtual event invites them to join our coaching program. And that's all we do inside our business. We have one course, one group coaching, one mastermind, and we don't do anything else. And it's allowed us to scale to multiple 7 figures with no one-on-one. And I don't miss a single one of my kids' softball games.
I have so many questions for you. That's so cool. And then you ascend people from there into your mastermind groups and those that are worthy of that. So there's ongoing ascension from there. I mean, you got it all worked out. Yeah. I got a kind of a technical question for you.
Go for it.
Because I love, obviously, you've got the whole process worked out. So from a marketing standpoint, that's fascinating to me and very cool. But I'm also curious about the different modalities of social media, Facebook, Instagram. You said Reels, that's the newest thing. Do you tap into all of them? Do you do something different? Do you tweet? Do you what's kind of your rule about the different social media engines?
I like to look at what's going to get me the most amount of results in the least amount of time. And for me, it's video content, because whenever I post a video on Instagram or Facebook, I then have a micro audience being created by Facebook that I can retarget in an ad, because that's a videos views audience. And so it is the best audiences for me are from video, because then I can go back to them. And now I'm not doing cold marketing with my ads. I'm doing warm marketing. And so for me, that looks like the Instagram Reels. It looks like the Facebook Lives that I'll then have as a post. And then for LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, I have 1 to 2 regular posts a week that I'll post the same thing to all of them. The only thing I change is on Facebook, it'll have a link. On Instagram, it won't, because you can't. And on Instagram, it'll have hashtags, but it's pretty simple. I do have a VA that supports me to do that kind of stuff, because there's no point I'm not going to be spending any time doing that.
You have a VA do all the creative stuff for you?
No, not the creative. I actually have found that I am able to produce more content that gets higher results than other people. What I am not doing is writing, formatting the post, writing the hashtags, scheduling them, so I'll put everything in.
Shooting your own videos.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're just with my phone. They're not anything.
You're shooting with your phone.
Yeah, with my phone. Yeah, nothing complicated. Yeah. It's nothing complicated.
Nothing complicated, everybody.
And then this is the easy part. So if you ever do you have a webinar that you do, Tom?
We do.
Okay. You can turn that webinar. Do you use PowerPoint or Keynote?
PowerPoint.
Okay.
No, we use the Keynote, the Google.
Keynote. Okay, cool. You can still do it. You can turn every one of your slides into a JPEG, and then those can become individual social media posts. So if you have 4 tips or 4 steps or 4 strategies that you go over in your webinar, you can pull each one of those out. They become a social media post. And then you can say, if you want, you explain that one tip. And if you want more, join us on our masterclass. So I'm always looking at like, so that's where all my content's coming from, is my sales presentations. Yeah. Super simple you repurpose what you're already doing. Everything is on a path to take them to the next step. There's not anything that's random. It's always planned out that is there specifically to get them to do the next thing.
So ideas for content, who develops that? Is that all you too? Does that come from you?
Yeah, but it's all coming out of the same philosophies that I talk about all the time. So I'm not coming up with new things. There's basically a 4-point approach that I talk about that you want to scale your business without sacrificing your life. And I will just talk about those 4 things over and over and over again, because my marketing is not about fascinating me. It's about fascinating my target market, and they need to hear that message over and over again.
This is based on your own experiences, right?
Yeah, my own experiences and the refinement. So I know you have to define it before you can refine it. And when I defined my marketing, I got to work with a lot of people, 11,000 people. I then got to see who do I love working with the most and has the greatest outcomes with the work that I teach them. So then it got a little more refined. My Alex is very similar to me, but not exactly me. He's a dude. And he's also usually into sports or some kind of major hobby, or is a frequent flyer. I'm a frequent flyer. I don't have those other 2 things though, but he has some of those characteristics. I have a lot of guys who do Tough Mudders or marathons or cyclists. And I have a lot of them that are into like a major hobby of some kind. And that just, I've learned that about them working with them, where I started with basically me a few years ago. I then refined it with the person within that niche that I most love working with.
Interesting that you're really about a personal characteristic niche instead of a business niche. That was my next question.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple more minutes, but my next question was, what do you have a specific, or do you have niches that really follow you more than others?
It's really coaches or consultants, those that have clients who are really making all of their impact and money from something they're doing out of their expertise, authority, and skill set. And I turn that expertise, authority, and skill set into a course and group coaching program with them, so that they can still impact lives, but they can impact a whole lot more lives at one time, and they can finally get their time back. So that's who we focus on. It's usually service professionals, coaches, marketers, accountants, lawyers, realtors, that's who we work with. Yeah.
Well, everybody, Kim Walsh Phillips, fantastic. You are just a legend and a rock star. And it's such an honor to have you on the show and to know you. Everybody, this is her book, No BS Guide to Direct Response Social Media Marketing. It's a really great, funny read. Obviously, Dan Kennedy, great, funny guy and so much to learn from. And then I've also got this Instagram for Business. So I got both of these books that are in my library that I'm reading up on. But Kim, thank you so much for the tips and coming on the show. And I actually am going to talk to you further about how I can work with you.
Tom, thanks so much for having me. Such a pleasure to be with you.
Everybody, thank you so much, Kim. And it's Tom Foster at The World of Marketing. Have a wonderful day.